The morning I stood up there and looked at that curious obelisk lying on its side and wondered what it was. Later I remembered what it was. It's part of these two pieces, which are in total the Broken Line Monument. And it's really composed of four parts. One, this huge obelisk which looks like a tombstone over a mass grave. This arch, that obelisk there to give us the information. All along this, like the Vietnamese War, are the names of the people who died here. Someone remembers. Coming to Pääsküla bog walk, you get off of bus 5 at Kauge, K-A-U-G-E, and almost immediately take the right from there and follow this long walk, probably about a mile or more, and then somewhere down here it should be on our right. Okay, the road makes a little bit of a right hook as you're coming towards us from up there, and you're into this large dirt parking area, and over here to the left side you'll see an interpretive sign, and this is the entrance. The sign, it's only in Estonian, but you'll see there's a red or an orange track and a green track. My goal is to start where the P is in the right hand side center and follow it to the northwest up to the green, follow that further northwest, then west, west, southwest, then south on the green, then back to the north, east, east, until I hit the orange again, and then follow it down south, and then north, east, back to P. Here we begin our hike. It is a unique biosphere. Shortly down this trail, we should encounter the orange loop coming back in. This residential area here, completely surrounded, it seems, by not only this site, but also forest. Parallel road to this trail for some reason. Another road going this way that's very faint. Trails going that way, perhaps from the residential. But soon we're about to drop off this elevation, perhaps down into the bog. The soil underneath these forest trees is kind of interesting. It's like a crunchy moss mixture with pine needles and sticks. Particular signs yet. It just seems like you follow the route that you think is good until you get lost and then start screaming. Well, the boardwalk. We're not the first ones here. Yippee! Certain times of the year this is truly a bog where everything around us is sopping wet. Not so today. If there's any wildlife here, I mean like large fauna like deer and so forth, I don't know. I've not yet seen any deer or any other large animal other than a cow or a horse. In these three countries, I did see a sign on the highway warning of deer. Certainly it's thick enough and lush enough for their survival. What the winters would do to them, I don't know. Interesting that this boardwalk is here, but yet there seem to be significant trails on either side. Traces of water down that runoff ditch. Here's a little stream running parallel to our walkway. Like a very fine sand bottom. Clear water. This looks like some kind of a branch, but it doesn't appear that water's flowing in or out of it. Saying that this dry area underneath this wooden walkway belies what it's like perhaps in the spring when there may be a considerable amount of water either from flooding or from just a great deal of snow melt off and or rain. See, it's just a gradual slope downward. But remember, the highest elevation in this country is 1,100 feet. We come to the end of that boardwalk, to another stream and a collector pond. I know all this doesn't sound very exciting, but you have to take things in context. There are a number of bicycle tracks, I believe, in this road. And it may well have been an early logging road, or a road that was just giving people who wanted to live in the bog access to it or through it. So I think we pursue this further down here a ways, and then it may arc off to that green route. We continue down the road a little ways here, and then it should make a right turn, and the orange loop continues to the north. There's our right turn, but an interpretive sign we'll go take a look at. Sign details the moths we might see. Great diversity of color and disguised designs, the double eyes, etc., etc. If we were walking the other way, these signs might be useful. This says torn, which I thought was the word for tower, but I have no idea in Estonia. Go. Again, some travelers think that the only purpose of travel is to find new spectacular sights, but rather the importance of travel is to see the diversity of sights, recognizing that some are spectacular and some are simply tranquil and pleasant like this, but otherwise incredibly uneventful. For example, a straight path cut through most forests in the world with this boardwalk would be about the same. Trees might look different, might look wetter or drier. Sun shining through the trees, dappling those tree trunks, belies the fact that it's really rather chilly out this morning, and windy, adding to that chill. Hold on, we're going to make some turns here. Something uses this trail, but it could be somebody's dog. Tiny little flower, probably an inch in diameter. There's substantially more water, but it almost seems to be just standing. Slight movement from right to left, actually. Trails like that lead through the trees. You'd think something lives here. We're now at a boggy side of the stream. Something goes in there. The trail used to go that way. Birds are wary, hitting that black bird that we've seen around. Maybe because it's Europe. So this may mean Rabba was the entrance, I think. And Torn may refer to maybe the entrance. Arrived at another road, and now a decision to be made. Boardwalk continues. Actually a viewing stand for this boggy area. Perhaps on occasion there are fun things to see here. Another little flower, cluster in this case. Very tiny. Seeing that right now we're here. Yeah, and this was that little viewing site we were at. So we'll continue to move around here and then back up this way. Bring that three-sided jog, if you will. 2, 3. Park-like area. Great place for people to be able to walk, maybe even mountain bike. But as the young man said yesterday, biking here is boring because there aren't any hills. Obviously not an old growth forest. We pass a couple of houses at what I think is the northwest corner of that long rectangle, and now we're going to go kinda to the south here. Seeing some houses, and A couple other large structures, which probably gets us up on the north end to bus 18 if we wanted to take that back into town, but a pretty little area. Signs don't tell the foreigner any. I don't even see any indication along here as to where I are. I thought I was coming down here somewhere, but I don't know for sure. Yes, I'm right here somewhere. I'm going to go back this way, I guess, and pick up this trail at this intersection, but I could be wrong. From the looks of that tree, they got beaver here, which would make sense in the bog. Only a few spots along this trail provide us with something interesting. Here a pond and a swamp. That's it, folks. Pretty in its own way. Wildlife. Duck and a little duck. I don't know if it's a baby or a different kind of duck. A couple of begging mallards. Now we leave this long rectangle and complete the west and the south sides of the big rectangle, or square more likely, and that's called apparently Abarada. Got a nice ring to it actually. So this interpretive sign alleges, in addition to birds, rabbit and deer, but doesn't mention the beaver. Interesting diversion. Viewing tower. Not far from where we started. There it is. Okay. I'm guessing those two tall buildings over there were the apartment houses that I passed. And we could probably pick up buses where the majority of the bog must lie. Took a shortcut around the opposite end of that industrial area that I had to walk back around to the bus stop and into just a trail through the forest. To get to this lake, I was just interested to see what it was. There's two on the shows on Google Maps and Map.me. But these don't appear to be anything. I'm kind of wondering what their origin was. This is all just sand here like the beach, and my guess is that this might have been an earlier Baltic shore, but that's just a guess. It's too huge to have been a sand quarry, and yet there you see two very large trucks, and I don't know what they're carrying. But why was this road built either between the two lakes or down the center of one?